So, in our world today, everything's digital. And managing, protecting all that data, it's not just for the huge global companies anymore.
No, absolutely not. It's a fundamental thing for, well, pretty much everyone, small businesses included.
Right. How do you keep information safe, but also, accessible and compliant? It's a lot.
It's a really complex landscape, and honestly, it keeps changing.
It really does. And that's exactly why we're diving in today. This deep dive, think of it as a shortcut. We want to help you get a handle on some core ideas in modern data protection.
Yeah, we're pulling from some concepts, some practice questions tied to the D-DPS-A-01 exam material.
Exactly. But let's be super clear. This isn't exam prep. Not at all. We're here to unpack the important stuff, the key insights, to help you really get the what and, maybe more importantly, the why behind solid data protection.
That's like peeling back the layers, seeing how these tools actually work together to build something resilient.
Okay, so what areas are we hitting today?
We're looking at 6 main ones: Avamar, Cloud Disaster Recovery, Data Protection Advisor, Networker, PowerProtect Data Manager, and Data Protection Central. We'll sort of start with the everyday stuff, then disaster prep, and how you manage it all.
Sounds good. Let's start with Avamar. It's a well-known name. When you're backing up just massive amounts of data, what's the biggest hurdle?
Well, it's usually the sheer amount of data that's the same. Doing a full backup every time, it just eats up storage and, maybe more critically, time.
So inefficient.
Totally. And that's where Avamar's change block tracking feature really shines.
Change block tracking. Okay, sounds technical. But what does that actually mean for, say, someone running a busy data center? How does it change things on the ground?
It's actually pretty clever. It looks at the data and identifies only the blocks, the pieces that have actually changed since the last backup ran.
So not the whole file, if only a tiny bit changed.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of copying everything again, it just grabs those specific altered blocks. And the impact is huge. You save massive amounts of storage, obviously, but it also drastically cuts down the time it takes to do the backup.
Which means you can back up more often, maybe?
Precisely. It makes daily backups, even for huge data sets, much more feasible. Better RPOs, less impact.
Okay, that makes sense for day-to-day efficiency.
Yeah.
But what about the big what if? Disaster strikes, flood, ransomware, whatever.
Yeah.
Your efficient daily backups are great, but you need, full recovery, right? Especially for VMs.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a whole different ballgame. You need disaster recovery, DR.
And lots of systems talk about orchestrating failover. What's the key piece in cloud disaster recovery?
That would be the Cloud DR server, the CDRS. It's really the central component, the orchestrator for Cloud DR.
The orchestrator. So what does it orchestrate exactly?
It manages the whole failover process for your virtual machines in the cloud during a disaster. It keeps track of the recovery points, the usable backup copies, and executes the failover. It's all about ensuring business continuity, getting things back online smoothly.
Turning potential chaos into a managed process.
Pretty much. It automates what could otherwise be a very manual, very error-prone scramble, cuts down recovery time, RPO, significantly.
Okay, crucial stuff. Now, switching gears slightly, compliance. You can have all the best policies, but proving you follow them, reporting on them, how do you keep track? Make sure you're always audit ready.
Right, and that's where Dell Data Protection Advisor, or DPA, fits in. Now, it's important to know what DPA doesn't do. It's not scheduling your backups. It's not encrypting data.
So it's not actually doing the protection work itself.
Correct. Think of it more like the watchdog, or maybe the auditor. Its main job is compliance monitoring and reporting on your backup environment.
So it verifies that the protection work is happening according to policy.
Exactly that. It helps organizations prove they're adhering to their own data protection rules. It provides that oversight, that continuous check, making sure things are running as they should be from a policy standpoint. Vital for audits and just good governance.
Got it. The compliance watchdog.
Oh.
Okay, now let's zoom in a bit on the data movement itself. Networker is another key piece. How does data actually get from, say, a client machine to the backup storage?
Well, in the networker world, the component responsible for that is the storage node.
The storage node. Oh.
You could call it the data flow manager, maybe. It's the piece that handles the actual traffic.
So it sits in the middle, directing things.
Essentially, yes. It manages the data flow between the client that's being backed up and the storage target where the backup data lands. It's busy during backups, obviously, but also during restores, managing that data coming back. It's fundamental for moving the data around.
Makes sense. The traffic controller. Okay, next up, PowerProtect Data Manager. Virtualization is everywhere. How does this tool simplify managing backups in those VM-heavy environments? Seems like there's a key advantage people talk about.
There is, yeah. A really big one for many places is its support for agentless backup for virtual machines.
Agentless. That sounds appealingly simple. Less software to install.
Exactly. Agentless means you don't have to install a specific backup agent program inside every single virtual machine you want to protect.
Oh, wow. That must save a lot of hassle.
It really does. Think about deploying, managing, updating agents on potentially hundreds or thousands of VMs. Agentless backup avoids all that. You manage it more from the hypervisor level. It simplifies management hugely and reduces the performance overhead on the individual VMs too.
That sounds like a huge win, especially at scale. Okay, so we have all these different pieces, Avamar NetWorker, maybe PowerProtect Data Manager. How do you get a single view? Managing multiple tools can be, well, a headache.
It absolutely can, and that's the problem Data Protection Central, or DPC, is designed to solve.
Okay.
Its core function is providing unified monitoring and management. Basically, a single place to see what's happening across multiple Dell data protection products.
A single pane of glass, as they say.
That's the idea. And it's not just about viewing things. DPC also offers customizable alerts and notifications.
So it can tell you when something's wrong. Or maybe about to go wrong.
Exactly the latter part, too. That's key. It lets admins know about potential issues before they become major problems. Maybe a backup is running slow or storage is getting full. You get an alert, you can investigate, you can fix it proactively.
Being proactive instead of reactive. Always better with data protection.
Always.
Okay, let's loop back to Avamar for a second. We talked about efficiency, but what about reliability? How does Avamar ensure that the backups it creates are actually consistent and restorable? Not just a collection of changed blocks.
Good question. This involves something called the checkpoint process in Avamar.
Checkpoint. Sounds like saving your progress.
That's a great way to think about it. A checkpoint creates a consistent snapshot, like a known good state, of the system's data at a specific point in time.
And why is that consistency so critical?
Because without it, you might restore data that's internally inconsistent or even corrupted. Think about restoring a database. You need all its related files to be from the exact same moment. The checkpoint ensures that kind of integrity, making sure your restores are reliable and usable. It builds trust in the backup.
Absolutely crucial. Okay, sticking with revisiting things, Cloud DR. We know the CDRS orchestrates failover. But is there something you absolutely must do before you can hit that failover button? A prerequisite?
Yes, there is. And it's a vital step. Before you can initiate a failover, the recovery points must be registered in the Cloud DR server.
Registered in the CDRS. Why that specific step? What does it achieve?
It essentially tells the CDRS, here are the valid, available backup copies you can use for recovery. Without registration, the CDRS wouldn't know which recovery points are ready and consistent for failover.
So it's like checking your inventory before you promise delivery.
Exactly. It ensures the correct, usable versions are identified and ready to go. Skipping this step could mean the failover process fails because it can't find the data it needs. It prevents that kind of scramble during a real disaster.
Makes sense. Pre-flight checks. Okay, let's revisit DPA, Dell Data Protection Advisor. We know it watches compliance, but how does it actively help prevent backup failures, not just report that they happened?
It does this proactively by generating automated reports and alerts. But these aren't just reports saying backup failed.
Oh, what kind of reports and alerts then?
They often highlight potential future problems, things like storage capacity running low on a target device, potential network connectivity issues flagged between a client and storage node, or maybe even identifying clients that haven't been backed up recently, according to policy.
So it's like an early warning system.
Precisely. It gives administrators foresight. They get notified of these potential issues before they actually cause a backup to fail. This allows them to take preventive action, fix the underlying problem, and avoid the failure altogether. It shifts the focus from cleanup to prevention.
That kind of foresight must save a lot of time and stress.
Immense amounts, yes.
Okay, one final revisit. PowerProtect Data Manager. We talked about agentless backups, but how do you actually define this strategy? Like when backups run, how long you keep the data, where it goes, what controls all that?
That's all defined and controlled using protection policies within PowerProtect Data Manager.
Protection policies. So these are more than just settings. They're like the rule book.
Exactly. Think of them as the blueprint for your backup strategy for different types of data or applications. They define the schedule when backups run. They define retention, how long copies are kept. They can specify the backup type, the target storage, and other critical parameters.
So that's where the actual plan gets implemented in the system.
That's right. It's how you codify your strategy and ensure the system executes backups consistently according to your business requirements and data protection goals.
So here's something to maybe think about as we wrap up. In this huge, ever-expanding digital universe we live in, data is clearly a massive resource, but it's also potentially a huge vulnerability. What's one area of data protection you personally think is becoming more and more critical, and why?
That's a good one to ponder.
Something to think about. Thanks for diving deep with us today.